Salute Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing. The Knicks win 145, 118. Franchise record, 45 assists. And a bounce back, man, that we'll talk about for a long, long time. In this one, this was beyond a statement win. This was, we made a mistake in Utah and we got right tonight as OG Anunoby, career high also. 40 points in the bag. OG Anunoby playing like an all-star. But Jalen Brunson, the records don't stop there. 17 assists, a career high for the captain, JB. Let's talk about it. Knicks Nation, salute to the chat. We're all buzzing tonight in the Rockies. Man, what a statement win. A historic win. One for the record books, like I said, that we'll be talking about for a long time, man. Where were you when the Knicks shattered their franchise record and OG Anunoby playing like a two-way king right now? Baby Kawhi, prime Kawhi right now. How much better can OG get? That's one of the topics we're going to talk about tonight, because when you're making him more of a focal point, we're really starting to see what he can do as well. But shout out to OG Anunoby as we take a look at the box score, and we're going to give out these grades tonight, man. Late night Knicks edition on the West Coast. Salute to everyone for joining us right now live. Appreciate you. We're going to get to all your comments, and shout out to Replay Squad as well. It's great to be with you, man, on a night like this, a record night. And of course, the game balls get given out when we win, but tonight we're going to give out 2 game balls, and they're already there ready to go. For the captain, salute to you. 17 assists, career record and career high. And OG Anunoby, man, game ball as well for his career high. 40 points. Salute G Money, Troy, and Shez V, buzzer beater, and the many coming through the building right now. Give us your thoughts on this one, man. Also, a season high, 145 points. Incredible. Season high, franchise high, 45 assists too. We tied the franchise high formerly in 1979 as well. So these guys are part of history. Omar, David, and Queen's Place. We saw it tonight. We witnessed it. But let's talk about Karl-Anthony Towns as well. His 30 and 15 does not go unnoticed, as the Knicks just absolutely blew the doors off a very, very good team. We're talking about a team with championship DNA, with the Joker and Murray. And yes, their supporting cast isn't what it used to be. But, I mean, we just snatched this game away from them. We snatched it from them. David says OG now on the 40 club. For us, salute. David says OG A+++ as well. I might have to dial up that extra plus for us tonight. And Shez V says, safe to say OG's grade is going to be an A+ as well. We might be going further into our bag tonight. G Money says Knickerbockers deep fried these nuggets, right, in the hibachi grill. And yeah, Shez V, we're going to talk about OG and the threat moving forward offensively, but we'll start from the very top. Great to get Deuce Miles McBride back, and I thought he really made a difference in this one, Obviously, we're going to give all the flowers and some to our record breakers, but Deuce McBride, welcome back. Great game. And we heard the crowd as well chanting out Deuce too in the crowd, and showing love to our Knickerbockers as OG Anunoby scored in multiple ways, fam. He was slicing and dicing, but the 3-point ball, 45 assists is self-explanatory, but a lot of guys, got their open shots, including OG, and were splashing them, and with only 11 turnovers tonight. So 9 turnovers to the 45 assists, to 60% from the field and 52% from distance too. So that was a straight practice session for the New York Knicks tonight, man, as we roll into Dallas next. We're now 10-7 on the season, 2-1 on this West Coast trip, man, and we can really make this a real successful West Coast trip with a solid win against Dallas, and then we face Charlotte to close it out on the East Coast too, fam. But look, Obviously, these guys are going to steal the headlines tonight, and rightfully so, man. But OG Anunoby's become, one of our top three, top two options, right? And obviously Brunson, good bounce back game offensively too. But the 17 assists is phenomenal, right? And this is the blueprint. Now these guys are setting the bar and they're raising the bar, and obviously that Jazz game, you know, obviously that's in the books now, but it was obviously altitude as well, and the team getting right, to the conditions after flying in from the East Coast, and it was also a letdown game, a trap game, but we bounced back tonight in a major way, especially our defense, guys. Miguel says defense and offense tonight, 100%. Charles says let's go. When Bridges gets going, watch out, and he will get going. Yes, we're going to talk a lot about Mikal Bridges tonight as well, too. And Buzzer Beater wants to give OG A plus. Salute to you. Demario, inspiring win. Go Knicks. Yeah, I really think as we're going to get more healthier, and we got one soldier back with Deuce McBride. Obviously, when we get Precious, and we got some updates for everybody on the Precious Achua front too, and that is that he's been cleared for practice fully, and he's actually had a practice, and he's basically doing everything, and so that's beautiful. That's music to my ears, and so we get him back, and that changes a lot, as well as obviously Mitch is going to be on the way, not too far behind, hopefully early new year, maybe late towards the end of this year, as well. But of course, with the two game balls to give out tonight, and we're going to shout each one out individually for what they brought to the game tonight on the West Coast. But A plus plus for the two record breakers, fam. 40 points for OG and 17 assists for JB. Just phenomenal, right? We're a three-headed monster. Obviously we're going to talk about Bridges. When he gets going, it's going to change things a lot. But right now, Hart's playing the Swiss Army knife role with the starting five as well. But our two record breakers, OG was 16 of 23, almost 70%, which is insane. It's ridiculous, right? As the Strickland tweeted out here, they killed the man, but not the idea. Playing like a prime Kawhi. That's right, not a baby Kawhi, prime Kawhi with stuffing the stat sheet, man. 4 assists as well. He had a block, 5 rebounds, 40 points on a plus 21, 5 of 7 from distance. And OG Anunoby, I mean, he's automatic. You just simply cannot leave him wide open. But where he's thriving is he's really taking his game to another level by driving, to the basket. And he's not shying away from physicality. Well, that's what we need, fam. When we lost Randall and, Precious being out, you got to be more physical. This team had to be physical, and OG's been bringing that as well on the drives too. And his just feel for the game is top notch in terms of spacing the floor out on the corner, but knowing when to cut to the or flash to the free throw line for a mid range, or cut baseline to get in that dunker spot too right now. And look, with all the focus on Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson and our other weapons as well, I really feel like OG's benefiting from the attention given to those other studs as well. And so OG's having himself an amazing year, all-star form right now. Enough said from me. What do you guys say? Troy says, I agree. Deuce made a big difference at some point. There needs to be a conversation about Deuce being a main on-ball attacker, not Bridges. Yeah, I really think that Deuce should be a 25 to 30-minute player. And we're going to talk about that more when we get to Deuce as well. But he's just such an important part of this team, He's the sixth starter, and it was great to get him back. A big piece. Steve says OG is really turning into an offensive threat. Let's go, Antonio. Jay Giant says, what a game. We went from Randall bringing it up slower and to this fast-paced offense. Yeah, we're going to talk a bit about Minnesota because they're having some problems right now. Obviously, some chemistry concerns as well. But our chemistry is really feeling good right now. Buzzer Beater says the Nuggets barely won, barely above 500 when they won the chip a couple years ago back. But no one has had seen a center like Jokic since Bill Walton. He took the league by surprise. The novelty has worn off. Yeah, I think you're seeing a lot of teams with defensive stoppers, and if you don't have more than two all-stars or two high-level scorers, then you're going to struggle. And once they lost KCP, they lost, Bruce Brown. They lost a lot of pieces offensively that can take the pressure off those other guys. No Aaron Gordon tonight as well. And when you can focus on the Joker and you can focus on Murray, then that allows you to really slow them down. But we have so many options, and like I said, Bridges isn't even swishing right now. But JB was dishing. JB tonight, 8 of 14 and 4 of 5 from distance. Of course, career high 17 dimes, man. That does not go unnoticed. What a statement, a bounce back. And, this game could be in the record books for quite a while. But I think JB is probably going to beat that record in the next coming season or two with this kind of high-powered offense that we have, Bam. And so, yeah, we're starting to see the remnants of this offense and the level that it can reach in terms of just blowing teams away. 145 tonight was astounding with 45 assists as well. We're going to talk to Cat and Hart and Bridges in a minute, but it's all about these two heroes. Jay Giant says OG is a supreme off-ball player. Don't forget that he opened up our offense last season. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that could be said about OG. We went on that huge magical run when we did that trade. And, I know RJ Barrett is having a career season with the Raptors as well. I think that'll go down as a win-win trade, no doubt about it, because, the Raptors got some young pieces. We got the piece that fit best with us. And also he's really thriving on both sides, For as good as he is offensively now, defensively, he helped change our season last year as well. And let's not forget, we got Precious Achua back in that trade as well, too. So, I mean, OG has another level I could see him going to offensively, playing with other studs, because he never played with a lineup like this, Well, you could probably go back to, obviously, that Raptors championship year, but high-powered offense, I don't think it was maybe to this level with the options and the shooters too. So shout out to OG 40-point club, welcome in. But it's been brewing because the 3-point ball has been money all season, right? And the more open looks he gets, the quicker decisions they make is going to account for nights like this, because don't forget, like the chat said, we've been bringing the ball up slower sometimes last season as well, right? When we get those assists up, this is the blueprint, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this is the blueprint we need to follow. We were too slow in Utah, lethargic, and just didn't bring that energy. Tonight was the complete polar opposite, man. We started with great energy, and the ball had energy as well, and it was just flowing. I mean, even Josh Hart, late shot clock money, Cameron Payne was swishing tonight as well. And of course, Deuce McBride got back into the groove as well. So we're giving out 2 game balls, shouting you guys out. Daras says Mile High Smackdown. Yeah, definitely smelt what they were cooking tonight. 45 team assists, buzzer beater, absolutely. Franchise record. Now, let's talk about Cat, because Cat had a very, very good game. A quiet good game by his standards right now. As we mentioned Minnesota before, guys, their defense lacking, offense lacking, chemistry lacking in Minnesota. The big piece that they're missing is Karl-Anthony Towns, and he is having a career year as well with us, right? And that's not hyperbole. Tonight he put in a cool, calm 30 points, 15 bounds with 4 assists on a plus 21. Got to the free throw line tonight. I see you, Cat, as well. He made sure that they, gave him the whistle by, driving through contact and selling the contact as well. Got a nice and one play that we're going to look at in a minute. But 2 of 2 from distance, didn't even get too many threes up, and still put up a quiet 30 points on efficiency. Super efficient. 12 of 15, man, 80%. So with that said, we have to dial up Karl-Anthony Towns' grade tonight, because he was grooving, right? He was absolutely grooving with that performance, man. Talk about rebounding the basketball well. 15 rebounds. I don't think that's been an issue for us at the 5 spot. I mean, rebounding wise, he's answered any of the questions I had. It's the rim protection, and closing out on shooters, and then getting back to help. But tonight, we didn't really need too much help because we had them on lock. The perimeter defense was much better tonight, so we answered the call. What's up, B Willis? Salute, good to see you. Shady also says if Bridges can start playing like he's capable of doing, I like our chances. Yeah, slow and steady. Obviously, we want him to play better for right now, but some of these things take a bit more time, with the chemistry and figuring it out. But if Bridges isn't playing to the capacity at the sacrifice of OG playing at this level, then OG's our third scorer now, and you take that win. But yeah, Bridges has to be shooting those catch and shoots better, and I think we can go to that next level, no doubt about it. We mentioned some questions. Would you switch up the starting 5 with Precious and Mitch on the horizon coming back? Right, Deuce McBride, he's a candidate to potentially start games as well if you'd like to go that way. There's options, but look, right now, obviously, I think Precious is going to be the first big back before Mitch. And I think there's going to be times when you're going to see that next to Karl-Anthony Towns against big lineups like we saw in Utah. But for now, against the Joker, I mean, salute Cat, man. He was cooking the Joker in the playoffs last season when they knocked them out. And tonight he continued with a fine effort as well on 80% efficiency. It was crazy. Buzzer says, CT, should JB be our first option? No, I think he shouldn't. Honestly, he's capable of it, no doubt about it. And I know JB can give you 50, could give you 60 if you need that. But I think this role suits him the most right now. The 10, 15, 20 assists kind of guy. Get OG cooking, get Cat in his bag, get Hart and Bridges going. This is the kind of JB that I want to see, fam. I don't want to see JB as our leading scorer, to be honest. I've never been that kind of guy that wants the point guard, to be the leading scorer, although he can be as well. What's up, Robo to go? Salute. Jazz man, nice win. And Don John says this was the best performance of the season. By far, has to be. 100%. 100% agree. 145 on decent defense. Obviously, we let go of the rope a little bit late. Westbrook got loose as well. I've got the notes. Westbrook was poor. I did those notes a little early. Westbrook got some cheap buckets late, but the New York Knicks had already ended the game basically, and Tibbs got to empty the bench with about 3:50 to go as well to preserve some of these guys. Now we've got the Dallas trip, and then we're back to the East Coast. So, like I said, guys, this road trip wasn't as daunting as many said. When the schedule first came out and I looked at it, I'm like, you know what? We've had success against Denver recently, albeit in New York. And then obviously I knew the Jazz one was highly winnable. And then the Phoenix one, we had a huge game in Phoenix last season as well. So it's turned out the same. So far, this West Coast trip has been successful now with the big win in Phoenix and in Denver as well as we head to Dallas now full of confidence. B. Willis says, like Brunson, like 5 Brunson, Swish and Addition, all good CT. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I guess it just speaks to how much of a scorer Brunson has been throughout his career that tonight is the first time that he's actually got to 17 assists. And by the way, you guys might have seen Elfrid Payton coming in back in the NBA now, shattered the record with 21 assists tonight. Former Knick point guard. Shay says Cat was on point tonight. OG smelled blood. Yeah, he's in a bag. He's in his groove right now, and obviously he's running in transition. He's big time. He's 6'7", 6'8", huge verticality and muscly, strong. You don't want to get in his way when he's finishing like that. And so yeah, get stops. We turned it into offense tonight as well. A lot of OG's buckets do come effortlessly. If you notice, one of the reasons why he's so efficient is because he's not an isolation kind of player. He gets his points like this, cutting, running the break, flashing baseline, spot up threes, quick decisions, all of that. I mean, I'm not going to talk about former Knicks much at all, although there is some trolls online still trying to talk to Knicks fans about RJ Barrett and his success this season. But basically, the difference between their games is RJ Barrett can score the basketball, but he has to isolate. He's not a high volume, efficiency kind of catch and shoot kind of guy. And the exact opposite to that is OG Anunoby, who does make really quick decisions with the basketball. But obviously, defensively, it's night and day. OG Anunoby's a two-way king right now around the league, right? And national media will tell you that. That's just not Knicks fans. The narrative around OG Anunoby is that he's one of the best two-way players in the league. That's what we paid for. That's what we pay. You pay that premium to get the man. And right now, I don't hear anyone complaining about the 42 milli that OG's earned right now. He's earned that. And the New York Knicks were smart to get him back, obviously, after that big trade. And so, yeah, we broke the record. What's up, JT Prezi? We broke our season record so far, 145 points. But something tells me our offense still isn't at its peak. As we talk about Mikal Bridges and Hart right now, you've got options. You've got Precious on the horizon. You've got Deuce shooting the basketball well. Now, Bridges, obviously, we expect to start shooting better as well. Our offense can go to another level. And if we're blowing teams out like this, right, that's the vision that I see for the postseason, right? Be a above average defense, obviously, hopefully lockdown, but just be at least average. And then your offense is like top in the league, top two. And then you're going to be a problem in the postseason. As we saw Kristaps Porzingis return for Boston tonight, right? They broke the NBA record, 51 points in a quarter, right? That's the kind of team that we stack up against because styles make fights, Hard tackle says OG third option. He's playing, definitely behind Cat and Brunson, but offensively he's reliable right now. We're going to hit on Mikal Bridges. As Buzzer says, is Mikal injured? He's suffering from playing too many consecutive games. I don't think it's that. Honestly, I feel like the jump shot, while highly, kind of spotlighted during the preseason, start of the season, the shot still looks broken to me. The pull-up threes come up short as well. Not much elevation on the shot. It looks flat. And so I really do think it's the jump shot. I think he's confident. I mean, he's letting it fly as we pull up the numbers for Mikal Bridges. Right, we get ready to talk about him now. Honestly, I see him playing better defensively tonight. And I think we all know he's been playing below his standards defensively. But I feel like he can get back to his best on that side of the floor. But offensively is a bigger concern for me because the jump shot, what was once a 40% shooter doesn't appear to be that kind of guy anymore from distance. Tonight, 2 of 8, 25%. I saw someone online say that, whoever is OG shooting coach in the summer, Bridges needs to get with him right now. And I think it really is a simple adjustment. I think you can get with a proper shooting coach and you can make a couple of corrections. It's not ideal, and it might take a couple of weeks to make some, mechanic changes, but I think it can be done. I really do. And I think a lot of shot doctors hit us up early in the season and talked about that they thought Bridges' release is just too high. Right now he's shooting it above his head and he's having to put a lot of wrist power and wrist action, into the mechanics right now. And if you see, the shots just look so flat. He just needs to get some elevation on it. But look, defensively, I think he will get better. He will get right. But we need that floor spacing, fam. And so, yeah, 14 points tonight for Bridges, plus 18. Was a good team player tonight, but just really inefficient. And, I like the confidence still, but yeah, some of those pull-up threes are questionable for me right now when they're not going down. I'd like him to play more of a team game. When that shot's not falling, the corner threes absolutely take them. But yeah, something has to give with the jump shot for me right now. With these other guys swishing and dishing, I think OG's well and truly supplanted Bridges as the third scorer, fam, and you could probably say Josh Hart as the fourth guy and the ball handler, and then Bridges as the fifth starter right now. What do you guys think to that? Appreciate you, Jazz, man. Great to have you with us as well. Community's growing, but it's buzzing as well. You guys are buzzing. I saw a comment as well. Don John, are the starters out there too long? I think sometimes. Yeah, I think the substitution patterns could get better. And hopefully when we do bolster our depth, with the likes of, Precious returning, maybe Landry Shamet coming back on the roster later in the season, maybe he does, get substitutions out quicker in terms of like not playing guys extended stretches as well. Obviously, the minutes allocation was decent tonight because of the blowout. But yeah, ideally, I want to keep OG's minutes around 33, 33, 35 in a competitive game. I think Cat 33, that was great tonight. Brunson 37. Look, Cameron Payne, we're going to talk about him in a minute as well. We're not going to dwell on Bridges too much because, I feel like the jump shot is the main concern for me right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial up Bridges' grade. The team, amazing win. So obviously he had a big part in the team win tonight. So I'm going to go C plus, despite the inefficiencies. But he was better defensively tonight, no doubt about it. We made life difficult for Denver, and they just couldn't get easy buckets too. And look, even if OG is just a defender, Bridges is just a defender out there. He's got long wingspan, and he does rotate really well as a help defender. He gets his hand on a lot of balls, deflections, and all those things. So he's a vital cog of the engine to keep things running, right? But yeah, we do need that jump shot to get right, fam. So I'm going to go C plus for the bridge man. As Antonio Gomez says, Mikal's a hooper. He will be fine, in my opinion. Yeah, if you're just looking at it like he's just the newest piece, and it does make sense for the newest piece to take the longest to adjust. And obviously Cat's a really new piece as well, but Cat's high volume, so he's got the ball in his hands a lot more. And so with Bridges, he's a situational kind of guy where he might not touch the ball for 3 to 4 to 5 possessions running. So I think the acclimation time is going to be a lot longer for the bridge man. The good thing is we're so early in the season still that, look, if he absolutely clicks by halfway through the season, towards the end of the season, then I'll take that right now. As long as we can grind out these wins and he builds that more chemistry as we go along. But the final starter is Josh Hart tonight. And Hart was 5 of 5, hyper efficient again, 5 assists, 6 boards, 12 points, and a plus 13 with a steal and a block, with great minutes tonight from Hart, 27 tonight, 100% from the field. I mean, excellent. And I really do think like Hart is playing like the 4th best starter, right? Offensively. He's playing ahead of Mikal Bridges, and he's just getting to his spots, running the break, and he's really helping the offense flow as guys get to their spots. So, going to dial up Hart's grade right now, and he's just been on point all season long. Has Josh Hart, so I'm going to give Hart an A for tonight, right? With a smaller usage, but obviously he's the perfect off-ball player as well because he makes things happen. But when he's on the ball, he also makes good reads. And look, playing at elevation, his motor is on 100, and he was getting the ball up the court quickly, making great decisions as well. Even the jump passes, it could be a mixed bag sometimes, but a couple of those jump passes were paved off tonight too. So, and also with that said, let's give Tibbs a grade because it was a quality bounce back. Good substitutions tonight. So with that, I'm going to give Tibbs also an A for me. He's really trusting Cameron Payne a lot. Deuce got back in. Jericho Sims. We're gonna talk about him as well. He's been giving us some great minutes. Robbo to go says agree, but we still need more consistent defense. Yep. Jazzman says Bridges, just keep focused on D. The shot will come. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Focus on what you were known for when you came into the league, and then that'll fuel your offense, hopefully. Yeah, I do like. I do feel like he needs to improve his shot selection, though. Those pull-up threes are just not it right now, as well. As yeah, some people aren't happy with the production and would like to do the trade back, says Khalid. With that said, look, it's way too early. He's playing like trash right now, no doubt about it. But I mean, 15 games, 16 games in, it's a case of he's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to redo a trade, and they're not going to trade Mikal out of here. It's going to be a case of they're going to give him the full season, right? Things would have to go belly up, I think, for them to even think about moving on. But yeah, does he have to get right? Absolutely. Is there other options? Yeah, put him to the bench. You could bring Deuce in, and we could unlock some more chemistry that way as well. Buzzer asks, should Tibbs run more plays for Bridges? Ideally he should, but yeah, it's just not what Tibbs is going to do, fam. He's a read and react kind of coach, but he does trust Brunson a lot and these other guys to get them going. And look, it could be a matter of just simply switching up some rotations and have Bridges play a lot more with the bench. I think that could get him going, playing together with Deuce and running up and down. Because look, Bridges is great in transition. Like, I'm not going to lie, he does finish those layups strong. He's got good hands. He got a lot of points tonight in the paint. Did Bridges? He flashes, cuts to the bucket. It's simply the 3-point shot right now. And look, the defense has been inconsistent, but it was better tonight. Yeah, OG just made things look so easy right now. So that's our starting five, our record breakers. Now let's switch to the bench, because let's talk about campaign. Let's give him his flowers and Deuce's return, and Jericho putting in some great minutes with 2 blocks tonight from the Jumpman Sims. No Daddy A tonight, no Kolek in meaningful minutes. However, let's hit on the update right now that I tweeted out top of the show. As reported by James L. Edwards of The Athletic, Tibbs said, Precious Achiuwa is pretty much doing everything now. Said he's done some contact. Mitch is still in the rehab process and making progress. Great sight. Great words for Knicks fans. Obviously, Precious, I think he'll be good to go. Maybe next game, maybe the game after that. He's taking contact now. He's doing everything as well. So what a boost, Knicks Nation. What a boost that is going to be for our ball club. Obviously, it's going to help Cat with the minutes. It's going to help our interior defense as well. What are your thoughts towards that, man? Don't forget, don't sleep on Precious Achiuwa. Elevated his game since coming to the New York Knicks. And look, if I'm grading the trade, I'm doing it all day, every day, and twice on Sunday in terms of the OG Precious RJ Quickly trade, right? Some Toronto fans are trying to, talk stuff online about, Knicks fans feeling regrets. But, I mean, really poor timing with OG coming out with his career high. And like I said, I do that trade all day, every day. No regrets from me. Precious Achiuwa is a huge piece of that trade as well. And he's been, elevating his game. Right. But what a pickup Cameron Payne has been. Right, let's shout out him. 3 of 6. I've seen improvements with shot selection. And I've seen obviously the work he's been putting in defensively, but he continues to be efficient. 3 of 6 and 3 of 3 from the free throw line as well. He's aggressive. He gets you in foul trouble, but he moves the rock as well. Plays with good energy and a great pace about him. You could tell he's kind of that point guard where he just no fuss. You know, he doesn't want to waste any seconds of the shot clock. He gets up and he gets down the court with 5 assists tonight, 11 points from Cameron Payne in great minutes. So what a pickup that has been, man. That's been an A pickup, I think, from the off season. I think I graded a B plus when the signing happened for Cameron Payne. But I think I can safely say now the trust, the reliability, and the minutes we're getting out of him, I'm going to give it an A pickup for Cameron Payne right now, because he filled in great when Deuce was out, and I think he has a lot of trust from Tibbs and the ball club now. You know, it's basically like a nightly occurrence where he's given us 5 assists. You know, so great game from Cam Payne, right? And I think Philadelphia is actually missing him. You know, they're missing that scoring and efficiency too with their struggles. 3 and 13 on the season. We're going to do an NBA roundup after this and look at the East. But Cameron Payne, A for me tonight. Jazz Man says OG's contract looks okay now. It certainly does, fam. Also, I want to highlight this, but not many people realize how young OG still is, fam. He's just turned 27, basically. 26, just turned 27. So he's actually younger than Brunson. He's younger than Cat. He's the youngest member of our core. You know, I think he's slightly younger than Bridges, and he's a couple of years younger than Josh Hart. So, I mean, out of anyone in our starting 5, he actually has time and, you know, and another level I think that he can get to as well. In terms of the investigation on Rick Brunson, yeah, no updates on that, fam. The NBA hasn't really found any, any evidence to substantiate what they claim could be some, tampering with that. So yeah, all good on that front, I think, for us, and it was a well-deserved promotion. Antonio says, I hope Precious is ready to play for the December 3 versus Orlando. Yeah, that'll be a great one. To be honest, I'd love to see Precious Achua back for the Charlotte game. You know, get right on the East Coast. To let's talk about Deuce McBride next up. In his return, Deuce gave us great energy and efficiency again, 3 of 6 from distance. I mean, I never take that for granted, because Deuce didn't come into this league as a shooter. But every time I look at the box score, every time it's time to give Deuce a grade tonight, man, it just seems like he's always efficient. And, you know, shout out to the work he's put in. But whatever jump shot coach he's worked with, hope he refers him to Bridges. But 5 of 9, again, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 13 points on a plus 10. Great production for our 6th man, Deuce McBride, right? They still continue to leave him open, and he makes you pay. With that said, man, it rains threes. I thought Deuce McBride was excellent tonight as well. So with that said, I'm also going to give Deuce McBride an A, right? An A for effort, A plus, whichever one you want to go, man. He continues to be outstanding, and he continues to be that 6th man, right? And look, Payne filled in great, but it's great to have the 2-headed monster off the bench now, and it obviously makes Tyler Kolek more situational. But look, he's still learning the ropes, I think, as a backup point guard, and he's got 2 great guys to learn from. So yeah, Miles McBride, 5 of 9, excellent, 3 of 6 from distance, but giving you 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 offensive bounds to go with that, man, and some fries with that. Now, Jericho, Jumpman Sims, 13 minutes tonight. I thought defensively was really solid once again. In the paint, anchoring the defense, 4 rebounds, 2 offensive, and 2 blocks. Yeah, he's really showcasing a presence in the paint. Now, look, he's not no, he's not no intimidator in terms of, elite rim protector. But right now, he is the best big rim protector we have, right? After Karl-Anthony Towns playing consistently, +6 as well in his 13 minutes. So uh, light work for Jericho Jumpman in this one. What are you guys seeing from Jumpman? Anything you correlate that's changed? Because I made this point earlier, and I do feel like the Huck Pority minutes was a good experiment for Tibbs, and also a good chance to see what Huck Pority has got for the future, and he is going to be a piece moving forward. But I do think a little bit of healthy competition did help elevate Jericho's play, because for a minute Jericho didn't have much competition, going back as the third string big. But now, Tibbs gave Huck Pority those chances and those minutes early, and since Sims got back in, he started to play more consistent. So I think that's been a big key in Jericho's recent consistent play. So yeah, with that said, I'm going to dial up Jericho's grade. He's going to get a B plus for me. Really solid. Just doing his job, holding us down with that one. So look, Precious is returning very, very soon. So I do think that Jericho will probably go situational. But I think that's to be expected. Obviously Precious Achiuwa is ahead of him in the depth chart, right? And so we had Dadier, Kolek, and Matt Ryan basically situational tonight. They got garbage time extended. So those are the grades. Just to recap, as we look at the road ahead now, continue to shout you guys out. Look at our highlight plays of the night too. Basically, we are a Mikal Bridges jump shot away from being the best offense in the league. And I think tonight's 145 points is really going to move the scale towards the top, right? But defensively, really solid effort, a better display from the Utah game, no doubt about it, right? Now let's hope for consistency. Let's hope that our defense just gets better every single game, because coming up with Dallas, no Luka, another opportunity to pick up the dub, right? We have to take these chances like we did with Phoenix. Deuce is Deuce consistent, says Jazzman. Buzzerbeater says Deuce A. We forget he was evaluated as a defender when he was drafted. Definitely, man. Yeah, he's worked on his craft. You can change your game. Let that be a lesson to the young ballers out there as well. You can work on your game. Remember, Jason Kidd came into the league as a non-shooter, and he finished his career as a decent 3-point shooter. Knicks 25 champs. What's good, Johnny? Salutations. Great to see you guys in here. The chat's buzzing tonight. Ricky says, missed the game, but wow, 145 shows how dangerous the offense can be. You missed a great one, man, and no doubt you'll catch some highlights. Great to have you with us. It was, man. But outside of the 145, it was definitely the franchise record of 45 assists. That was the best aspect of tonight. And obviously OG next, having a career high, and then JB, 17 dimes too, as we dial up some highlight plays. And also, don't want to forget about Cat. I mean, 30 and 15, anytime you just gloss over 30 and 15, it means you're headed in the right direction. Because, 30 and 15, there are teams out there, fan bases, that would be creaming at having a player that gives you 30 and 15, right, from the big man spot right now. But Karl-Anthony Towns has been sensational offensively, right? Now, I'm not going to heap our defensive worries on Towns, because basically I never bought into him being the full-time 5. I think you can mix and match a little. As you see the pre-game now, I don't know if this is a new pre-game ritual between the wing stop as well, but I liked it. Yeah, with Cat defensively, I think we'll reach our ceiling when Precious and Mitch get right as well. But if Cat continues to space the floor out, we got a great one. I'll tell you what, man, I think OG is probably leading the league in dunks tonight because the fast break, the transition dunks that he's had this season has been huge. Yeah, look, I thought Jalen Brunson was sensational. Right, I can't sing his praises enough. I think this is one of the best, most well-rounded games I've ever seen Brunson play. Right, took every shot he needed to take. He didn't force nothing, and he moved the rock at a really, really high level as well. And so, I mean, what can I say about the captain? Every time he has a really bad game and disappoints me, he bounces back like he listens to all the podcasts, like he listens to the fans, and obviously he listens to the coach and watches film. Because yeah, Brunson was really bad in Utah in terms of just decision making, and tonight he was just beyond excellent as well. So he answered the call. Um, which Nick has the most game balls this year, fam? Buzzer beater asked. Great question. I think it's close, but I think Brunson probably has the most now. I think Brunson has 4. I think OG has 2. I think Bridges has 1, and I think Cat has a couple. So I think Brunson is leading with 3 to 4 right now, as well. So look, he's the captain, leading by example, and yeah, not enough credit can go to the teammates, I think, for also OG's success offensively, because like I said, if OG is the second option on a team, I don't think he thrives like the way he's thriving, because it takes a lot of other good players to take the attention away from the defense, and OG's getting his points cutting, open catch and shoots, really, really effortless scoring wise as well. Look, if there's one positive we're going to take away from the Bridges struggle right now, the mid-range J looks a lot better than the three-point J, right? If you could just maybe shoot more mid-range for now, and there's no reason why he can't, get to his spot like he is here, transition, um, pulls up, basically, pulls up on a dime. Next up, Hart. Hart's facilitating, but his ability to get to the rack and draw fouls is huge. So I really want Hart to stay in the starting 5 for now. If we do play 2 bigs, like we did in Utah and Cleveland, then we could switch it up with Precious or Mitch. But loving what I'm seeing from Hart this season, after a slower start in pre-season, right? As now we shift our focus around the league, just some storylines. We got Moses Brown, who the Knicks had an option of bringing in. He's getting official minutes with Indiana now and put in work for Indiana. So shout out to the Moses Brown hive as well. But the Knicks got some bigs cooking overseas with James Nagy as well. Look out for a deep dive. I'm going to do a video on James Nagy and his recent success he's having overseas right now. So with that said, let's take a look around the league now and the standings too. After a huge night of NBA action, we're buzzing as the New York Knicks take their 10th win of the season, and it was a beatdown against former champions, the Nuggets. Right. Looks like the Nets are locked into a battle with the Golden State Dubs. Indiana picked up a win over the Pels. The Pistons picked up another win over the Raptors, who are struggling right now. The Magic picked up their win over the Hornets. And like I said, the Boston Celtics scored 51 points in the second quarter, right? An NBA record. That's right. From what I read, in NBA history, highest points in a quarter with 51. So the Mavericks, our next opponent, picked up a big win against the Hawks. Great to see an Eastern Conference team pick up another loss for the Hawks. The Mavericks got it done, man. High scoring, still got Kyrie, and got some good role players out there. The Grizzlies picked up a win as well. And of course, the win of the night goes to the New York Knicks. A lot of storylines are going to shift towards Denver now, who are languishing in 9-7, as the Knicks go to 10-7. Let's pull up these standings now. Guys, salute Knicks Nation. Smash that like button. Let's talk about it. Solidus T says Cat beat Jokic. Absolutely. Last postseason and today again. It seems to be a great matchup. Jazzman says, look for JB to have a good game in Dallas. Stick it to Cuban again. Good point, man. I wasn't thinking that way, but yeah, great to the way you put it like that. I think more motivation as well. But I think we have a chance to really do something special with this team right now. And Jalen Brunson's right where he needs to be, leading this team. 10-7. A little underwhelming start. Obviously, a couple games that we shouldn't have dropped. But, look, they don't give out the trophy in November and December. It's still very, very early. I'd rather us have gears to get to rather than be peaking right now, so early. But look, Orlando, they're formidable. I'm really going to look forward to that game. They're dealing with no Franz Wagner right now. No Paolo. And they're still playing really high level as well. So we've got some chance to catch them with a couple of extra wins. Obviously, Cleveland and Boston are setting the pace right now. But there is huge daylight now between us and Philly. 3-13, they can't get right. You got the Washington Wizards at 2-13. The Hawks, after a hot start, are in the out of the play-in spot right now. Look, Brooklyn will start to tank. Brooklyn will have to sell some parts because, they're picking up too many wins to be in the Cooper flag race. So I do think there will be a fire sale in Brooklyn. Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton, the fake all-star, dubbed by Wally Zerbiak, is struggling as well. They're missing a few pieces, but they're 8-10 too. And the Bucks are starting to string together a few wins, right? So, the Knicks just got to take advantage as we look ahead now. We've got Dallas, we've got Charlotte, and then I'm going to switch over and bring up the December schedule right down below, right? As you see, so right after the Dallas and the Charlotte game, we're going to be hitting up back at New York at MSG. We've got the Pelicans, the Magic, the Hornets again, and Detroit. And then the Raptors right before the NBA Cup. The NBA Cup knockout round commences. So that is a huge, great stretch for the New York Knicks, man. Let's say we beat Dallas, we beat Charlotte, the Pelicans, the Magic, the Hornets, and Detroit all at home, man. We could turn this into a 7-game winning streak. 8 games, if you include the Raptors as well. So this is the time, fam, to put the pedal to the metal. Let's go. Jazzman says, is Cleveland for real? Love that coach. Nets should have kept him. Yeah, he is a great coach. Yeah, I've been asked that a lot. I think they are for real in terms of you need to take them serious. I really do think they're a formidable team. Probably going to be that second round team, and they're probably going to rely a lot on, Donovan Mitchell to really have a hot shooting series to carry them. I think if they did get any further. But the thing that I'm still the most suspect about with Cleveland is, 7-game series. I think you can pick apart their weaknesses with their smaller backcourt, with their size. And look, we've seen this for the last 2 seasons. Cleveland do take advantage of these regular season soft schedules. They've got high-powered offense, and they can, outscore teams with good shooting. And they've got Mobley and Allen, who are great, paint presence. But if we get Mitchell Robinson back, I think that changes a lot because, you match up well, like styles make fights. You match up with 2 bigs, whether it be Mitch and Cat, Precious and Cat, Sims, some action, Huck Porty, whoever it is. We've got some twin big lineups that we can match up against with Cleveland as well. And I think we're bigger than them in the backcourt as well. And And look, the only team I'm going to say this a lot this season. The only team I'm really worried about is Boston, and they are a juggernaut. And I'm a little worried about how good they're playing right now offensively. They got Kristaps back tonight. We're going to have to find a way. We're going to have to find some chink in their armor to get through. But yeah, I still like that matchup for the Eastern Conference Finals. Right, nothing's changed my mind. I'm still predicting a Knicks Celtics Eastern Conference Finals based on everything I've seen. Ricky says, I went to high school with Moses Brown, was a towering among us. Great to hear that. Yeah, great to see him get some success in the league now. I think he's been grinding away. I think the Knicks have brought him up twice, but he had a home in Westchester as well. But yeah, he's getting a chance with the Pacers missing some big men. Johnny says JB becoming the dime facilitator is a glimpse of the Knicks' future. Smart basketball from high IQ b-baller. Absolutely. Yep. He sees things and then he corrects it. And I think, yeah, much better decision making from JB tonight. Jazzman, not worried about Bridges at all. It will come. He cares. He's trying too hard. It's in his head. No block syndrome. And Buzzerbeater says Bridges is a -9 net rating player this season. Yeah, I continue to remain. He's been underwhelming, and I know he's not been worth 5 draft picks. I think everyone can agree on that for what we see right now. But as I say, they don't give out trophies in November and December. Nobody can judge this trade until it's money time. You know what I mean? That's basically like buying a lottery ticket and not even not even checking the numbers to see if you won the lottery. Buying a lottery ticket and then just throwing the ticket away. We're in the race. We traded for Bridges. We've got to see how it plays out. The fruits are going to be in later down the track, later down the line. With that, but right now he's not playing well, and that a lot of players go through those patches for us. But tonight he helped us in different ways. He gets a C plus, hit in the mid-range J. And look, if he becomes the 4th option on offense and OG's the 3rd option, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Because realistically, I mean, how many shots are there to go around between Brunson, Cat, and OG, when it's money time? I'm talking about the final 8 minutes of a playoff game. Where is the ball going to be? It's going to be in the hands of your superstars right now. And we've got a deeper bench than people imagine with Payne and Deuce McBride playing at a really, really high level as well. So let's keep rolling for a bit. Let me pull up some reactions from the wash-up tonight as we have Deuce McBride tweet this out, fam. So congrats to Deuce Miles McBride, to homegrown New York Knicks own from the 2nd round. Congrats to Deuce McBride, reaches 1,000 career points tonight. And Deuce says all glory to God on that one. But salute to you, man. You deserve all of that, Deuce. For the hard work you put in, you served your dues in the G League. You were a backup to Emmanuel Quickly. Quickly got traded and you took your chance. You were ready when the chance came up. So all glory to you, Deuce McBride. I mean, you are a lights out shooter right now. You came into the league as not even a shooter. You came into the league as dubbed as a pesky on-ball defender, and that's it. But right now, you're lights out as well. So what a great story it has been for Deuce McBride and the New York Knicks in the 2nd round. Talk about Mitchell Robinson, pick 36. Deuce McBride, pick 36 as well. I think Mitch was 38. Deuce was 36. Rokas was 34. We've still got Rokas's right, so we can trade as well. Maybe get some pieces. But also in the 2nd round, Tyler Kolek, Ariel Huckporty now. The other guy, Kevin McCullough as well. So putting in that work is Deuce McBride. Uh, Kendrick Perkins says, tonight was the most impressive win of the season. So let's pull this up. Let's pull up some quotes from Jamal Murray. Right. We've got a lot of wash up to come from tonight's game, fam, as the Knicks tied their franchise record 45 assists. Let's get it. We're all buzzing. Now, Kendrick Perkins says, tonight was the most impressive win this season for the Knicks. Once again, Towns outplayed Nikola Jokic and the big body Brunson with the casual double-double. But that damn OG and that 40-piece Spicy has been the Knicks' most consistent player on both ends of the floor this season. So salute to OG, salute to Kendrick for shouting out OG Anunoby. Right, he needs more flowers, around the media. Now let's hear what Jamal Murray had to say on tonight's loss. He says it's a long season. Guys have lives outside of basketball. We just beat LA in LA. We got some guys who live in LA, so stayed in LA. I don't think the focus was there from everybody. And that's what happens when you don't have the focus. So calling some people out, maybe? What do you guys think? Some worries in Denver and Minnesota as well. Two Western Conference heavyweights struggling right now. Everyone's going crazy over the OG performance, and so they should. And this is the full highlights of the night, fam. As the Knicks got busy, not going to lie, man. What altitude. I mean, it looked like we were playing with extra energy. Buzzer says, looking at the standings, that Utah loss really hurts. At the night, it was frustrating. I'm completely over it now because, I think we're going to pick up wins that people might not expect us to win, and we're probably going to drop some more games that people expect us to win. When you add it all up, you stack them all up, I think it's going to end at a good position for the Knicks. So I'm not too worried about standings. I think it's very early days, fam. The season's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a grind. I do think we're going to get rolling, and we're gonna win 10 in a row. We're going to win 8 games in a row, and we're obviously getting more healthy, which is key to get more bodies as well, so we can keep more guys fresh too. Jazzman says Orlando can be dangerous. They always give us a hard time, and we have bigs. We were worried when iHeart left. We were okay. Now we got bigs, absolutely. We got some options. Although there is going to be some trade candidates that will be interesting to see with the likes of Jonas Valanciunas. But I do think that Leon Rose will give Mitchell Robinson a chance to get back healthy and see what we look like right now. Johnny says OG's length, agility, and ability to see his spots enables him to make easy baskets in the paint with his confidence. Yeah, no doubt about it. Buzzer, our record with Denver since the Tibbs tenure. That's a good question. I'll see if StatMuse has got that one to pull up. But I think we've done really well against Denver over the last 3 seasons. I know we've beaten them at least once in the last 3 seasons, including today, including this season and the last 2. Salute Altango, what's good? OG Masterclass. Can we dare to say we got 3 bona fide All-Stars? OG been the most consistent Knick since day one. Yep, he's the plus-minus god. And the win-loss column as well. He's been amazing. What a pickup. I mean, that's a big feather in Leon Rose's cap, really. But because, look, let's be honest, right? I know there's been a lot of talk about RJ and Quickly, but Quickly got paid huge money. What has he really done with the Raptors, right? It's more than fair to say that Deuce McBride has well and truly just stepped into any role that Emmanuel Quickly would have done. I'm happy to say that. You could say he's playing better than Emmanuel Quickly if you're inclined to say that as well. On the RJ Barrett front, it's fair to say that OG Anunoby is a much better well-rounded two-way player. You know, it's exactly what we need, a more efficient player and a player that gels with our offense. And that's not taking anything away from RJ Barrett. He's a talented offensive scorer. But yeah, OG Anunoby's just been a perfect fit, I think, together with Cat and with JB, right? We just got to get that ball moving like we saw tonight, 45 assists as well, and get those three-pointers up too, fam. Tonight we got up 36 threes, so we simply hit them. I mean, last game was made a lot about our shooting, but we did put up 50 threes in Utah. We just didn't hit enough. Tonight we put up 36 and we hit 19. So yeah, we played faster tonight. Our defense was much better and we played more physical. So this is the standard. I want to see us continue to play like this, and the Dallas game is going to be a big test because they're a really solid team. I think they are playing at a better team than Utah, than Denver is. So the Mavs are going to be a tougher test for me, right? But as we're riding high in this one, fam, the New York Knicks, right, franchise records to go around. We get ready to wrap this one up. The 2 game balls go to OG Anunoby and the Captain Clutch. Shout out to them, man. I don't give them many A++s. Have not given out many this season yet. I think I've given out 1 A++. But this was a statement game, man, from start to finish. As the Knicks go to 10-7, let's build on this. Like I said, we can win. As I pull up the December schedule, we can win 7 or 8 running, realistic. You know, beat Dallas, and then you got Charlotte, the Pelicans, who are struggling. You got the Magic at home, and you've got Charlotte, Detroit, and the Raptors, and then we might be in the NBA Cup. So things are looking up, ladies and gentlemen. The streets are buzzing. Smash that like button. And yeah, we're going to talk to some people soon, fam. EJ's doing well. Appreciate you for asking, man. EJ's on his grind. He's doing his doctorate, so he's real busy. But shout out to EJ, man, achieving great things in life. And hopefully we get to talk to EJ soon. But yeah, EJ is really busy at the moment, as the New York Knicks got busy tonight. The 45 assist Johnny is awesome. Let's keep it up. Knicks Nation, appreciate you all. Have a great night. Blessings, health, happiness for everyone. And let's talk soon. Peace.